Just really quick, my name is James Packer. I graduate in April. I've decided to go to Penn State for grad school. I'll talk a little bit about that today. I don't know if you did read the newsletter. I wrote a small bit about myself this past week or 2 weeks ago. But I've gone to different schools. So Trinity is one in San Antonio, Minnesota. I was just there a few weeks ago. University of Washington, University of Utah, and then Penn State. I've been to all these campuses, and I'll share whatever you guys want. Hopefully today I can be pretty transparent. Like if you have any questions about me, like what did I score on the GMAT, for example, I'll tell you straight up what I scored. So 510.
What's considered a good score though?
On the GMAT,
yeah.
you want to get over a 500. 510 is not very good, but I still interviewed everywhere, So just first thing that I would say
is like, is it
800 is the best you can score.
600 needs to be like
600 is like, yeah, you can
go anywhere.
as long as you have a well-rounded application. So I'll jump into this, and anytime throughout the presentation, if you have a question at all, we can stop and I can tell you whatever I know about that. So yeah, feel free to ask. But really quick, are you guys graduating within the next year, or where are you guys at? Year, 2 years?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. Something that Brian talks about in this presentation is that even if you're looking to go into long-term care, an MHA is still a good route, especially today. It's getting more competitive to get in there. So.
I got a random question.
Yeah.
Is that Penn State? Is that a dual enrollment? You can do an MHA or
Just MHA. I think they do have a dual option, but I'm not really interested in that, so I'm not going that route. But it's a good option for sure. All right, so I'll go through this, and yeah, we can stop along the way. The first thing he talks about, maybe I can turn the light off.
You can try that some over there.
Yeah. Get the thermostat involved. Stop. There we go. That works. Nice work. So the first thing, understand your timeline. If you guys are looking to go to school, is anyone here going to grad school this fall? At all? Maybe. Cool. Next fall, who's interested? At all? Next fall, maybe. So are all of you guys kind of like iffy on even going, or you just thought about it?
It's when actually.
It's
yeah,
when?
it's just when.
Okay, cool. So your timeline that you're looking at, the earlier you apply for grad school, the better. I applied in October, and that was great for me. I don't feel like I had an exceptional application, but getting in early, I was already accepted to schools before people were even getting their applications in. So it was great for me, yeah.
Sorry, I have a lot of questions about this.
That's cool.
So how much time was it when you got your GMAT results from when you applied for school, or did you start before?
Yeah, so I had been working on my applications through HAMCAS. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like a general application server. I think he talks about it in here. Let's just get through here. No, come back.
Yeah, it was decided before.
Was it?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Samples are okay.
There you go. On the top there. So HAMCAS I did. A lot of schools will take the HAMCAS. So like what it is you submit all your stuff in one server, and then you submit that, and it'll send it to multiple schools that you're interested in. A lot of these schools though that I was applying to required me to submit a separate application through their website and pay the fees. So it was like, why am I doing HAMCAS if I should just apply directly through their website? And that's what I would recommend. Don't use HAMCAS, don't use SOFOs or whatever they call that.
So you think you should just apply directly through?
Directly through the
So
schools.
just pay their private fees.
The separate fees through the websites. Usually it's like $30 to $50 per application for you to submit. A tip on that would be let the people know who are filling out your letters of recommendation that they're going to be submitting that multiple times. That kind of got to a point that I was like, oh, I don't even want to apply to these last few schools because I have to ask the people every time, like, you're gonna get another link today, can you just submit it again for me? And I did that like 5 or 6 times, and I don't know, I felt like I was really bugging them. So if you tell them up front, there's gonna be like 5 links that come your way, and you just submit the letter multiple times. So that's just an idea. Did that answer your question? It's Steve, right?
Steven, yeah,
Steve?
yeah, you did.
Okay. So timeline, I would recommend having your stuff ready to submit this October and get it in early if you can. So October, September, October, November. Yeah, you can submit it later too, but the earlier the better. It says Thanksgiving on here. Yeah, should be long, this. So when you pick a school, it's really about finding the best fit for you. Rankings, something that I saw, rankings really, they matter, but they're not everything for sure. You're gonna run into a place where it's not ranked as high. Like I picked Penn State, Jonathan Clark, I don't know if you guys know him, he's their program director, President Clark's son here at the school. He's amazing. Harvard grad, he's really willing to help his students. Penn State has the largest creamery on a campus in the US, so that's really good for me. Their faculty's really cool. When I went there, I met with multiple members of their faculty, really intelligent people, and their cohort is smaller, it's like 16, so you get a lot of individual attention that way. When you're picking your schools too, you want to look at where you want to end up. For me, going to Penn State was kind of a hard decision because I don't want to be on the East Coast, but it might happen, and I'm okay with that. I got into the University of Washington in Seattle, and I love that school. It's probably my number 1, but just for cost, it's so expensive to go there. I was looking at probably $100,000 plus in debt when I graduated, and I got one of their few scholarships, $3,000. I was like, hey, $3,000, that really doesn't help me much.
Pay for you to move there.
Yeah, relocation. Tyler Kilpack, though, I don't know if you guys know him, he got their best scholarship, which covers all tuition, I think, and maybe more, which is awesome. So you want to look at where you want to live, and what area of healthcare you want to go into. I'm interested in going into operations in hospitals, just hospital management, and so MHA was the route for me, but there's other routes you can go, and then like I mentioned, long-term care, you might want to consider the MHA as well, but you don't need it necessarily. Alright, and then just manage your expectations regardless of what happens. You might not get into every school that you apply to, and that's okay, there's a reason for that. I think the Lord will guide you in where you need to go too. It's a big thing. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the GRE and GMAT. Has anyone here taken either of these tests? Alright, sweet. GMAT is really fun. It's probably one of the funnest experiences that I've had.
Wow, James, you need a better life.
Yeah, it's fun studying for it. I studied about 5 months to get a 510, 4 months, but I totaled up my time, it was about 80 hours, and so that's way less than an hour a day for 4 months. I kind of slacked, even though I stretched it too long. I would recommend studying for an hour or 2 a day.
What was the program again you used online to study for GMAT?
Yeah, it's called Newton, if you want to write this down. It's KNEWTON, Newton.com, I think. But Newton is really awesome. I would recommend it for the GMAT. I don't know about the GRE. I think Magoosh is one they recommend.
Is it free?
No, it's $400. The Newton is $400. You get it for 4 months. I wanted it for an extra month, and they gave it to me for free. So you can extend, and they don't charge you for that. But yeah, Newton is a great program. It offers, I think, 5 practice tests that are really legit, and then on every answer that you miss, it breaks down. It gives you pages of information of how to solve that problem, exactly what you need to be able to solve that. So you can spend an unlimited amount of time on it. I studied during the 7-week break, which was really nice because you don't have school going on, you can really cram in a sense. You spend all your time studying for that, and I feel like that helps.
So, like, you can study as long as you want for 4 months every day, like,
Yeah.
as long as you, like, pay the fee or whatever.
It's your account, and you can email them, they'll email you back answers. It's interactive, so you can ask questions like through just like instant message, and they'll respond. And a lot of the questions you have, other students have already asked, like, why is this the case? Why is this the answer to this? And they'll respond in a detailed response. Newton's awesome. They're like an excellent program. I have only good things to say about them. Yeah.
Have you heard of any other programs that are out there to be able to study for the GMAT?
The other one that I said for the GRE is Magoosh. It's Magoosh. I don't know about the GMAT, but they have the stuff at the school. Brian in here kind of bashes on the school that it's not the best route to go. So right here, you can take the classes provided on campus, but it's not recommended. They're not very good. That's what he said, but I don't know how true that is, really. I've never taken it. GMAT also has a promise of a 50-point increase, so you'll take your practice test at the beginning. Let's say you get a 410 on it. If you don't get a 460 or better on your real GMAT, they give you all your money back, so it's kind of cool.
That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks if you don't. Brian actually got his money back, I think, though. He doesn't like the GMAT. I think the GRE has actually been really good for our students here. They've all done really well on it, so I would actually just recommend that to you guys, just from what I've seen.
Why didn't
other
you?
students do? I don't know. I felt like the GMAT was harder, and if I did well on it, it would kind of show that, oh, I'm like an exceptional student. And I did mediocre on it, so it's like, it didn't make a huge difference. The GRE though, so Tyler Kilpack took the GRE. I think he's the one who got the full ride to Washington. Kayla Moore, she's graduated and gone. I don't know if you guys knew her at all, but she took the GRE and did well on it, and she's gotten into North Carolina, Penn State.
North Carolina, promised land.
She's gotten into good programs, so the GRE has shown to move our students into.
But if you talk to Brother Tolman, he'll say GMAT won't.
That's what I was about to say.
I don't know if he still does, but he kind of did when I was there, so that might be another
I guess
factor.
GRE is demonstrating success, so.
Yeah, they both are, really. Alright. So, at the bottom here he says, well, what tests should you take? So you can go online and take 3 practice tests, GRE, GMAT, and you can know which one is best for you. Alright, so at the end of the GRE, GMAT, it's going to ask you, do you want to send these scores on to schools that you've selected at the beginning of the test?
Do you know your score by the time this question?
No. And so you're like, I don't know if I want to send my test scores because I don't know if I did well or not. And so this is what he recommends. He says for $30 you can fill out and submit a GRE reinstatement form. So you can say no to that question. So you won't send them your scores. You fill out this $30 form, and then you can send it to 4 schools for free. And then so you can kind of trick that question, and you'll know your scores. Do I want to send them? Pay $30, and you can send them in 60 days.
Is that the same for the GMAT?
I don't think so. I really don't think they do that. But they might, and you'll have to look into it. I just submitted them. I was like, I'm going for it. Just did it. Your heart is just pounding at that point too. You're like, oh man, you do not know how I just did.
How long was it when you found out like your results or whatever?
So right away you'll get your results for 2 of the sections, math, so quantitative and verbal stuff. So you'll know those, and that's your score. Really, your score doesn't change from that. But then you'll get your let's see, it shows the sections here. Maybe it did before. So English, writing, you do a writing section where they'll give you an argument and you analyze it and kind of break it down. And then integrated reasoning are charts and graphs, kind of quant stuff, just interpreting data. And there it gives you the breakdown of the GRE. If you want me to send this to you as well, I can give you this PowerPoint.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe at the end, we'll have everyone write their names down, and I can forward this on to you. It's really useful information. So, does anyone have any more questions about the GRE or the GMAT we can talk about?
I'm actually kind of curious. So you said to take it as early as you can, so fall, if you're planning on going to graduate school, maybe next fall, is to start applying for that. So are there certain classes that you have to take within like healthcare admin or
You
health
mean like
science?
prereqs for grad
Prereqs,
school?
Exactly. To be able to be prepared to take those tests.
Oh, for the tests themselves?
That you came across when you were taking GMAT?
There's not in our, I mean, Econ 150 seemed to help me a little bit. What I would recommend though, if you're in the healthcare administration major, is just taking more math classes as electives, if you wanna do really well in the GMAT.
So like chemistry, or I mean,
Not, yeah, just like
calculus.
Accounting.
algebra, college algebra, I would have taken that. I just wasn't thinking, I was kind of trying to get out as quick as I could. Looking back, I would have taken more just college algebra, geometry. Those are the things that are on the GMAT, it's algebra and geometry. It's just so complex, they put so many problems together, but if you can break those apart and solve them, then you'll be fine. Any other questions? GMAT? GRE? Newton? Magoosh? Nothing? Alright.
Here's a question. How long, like, when you applied to Penn State, how long was it when you got interviewed?
A week or two. Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Did you already have contact with Jonathan Clark before, like when you came to visit?
Yeah.
Did you already have a relationship with him?
Yeah, I talked to him then, and then I just got his information and stayed in touch. And then one really important factor for everyone is just have contacts at the places you go. When I went to Minnesota, I